I went to the studio and I took some very amazing um, pictures that I would like to use for a wonderful design. And so let's just see how it goes. I'm starting from scratch, I'm starting from ground zero. So this is picture one, picture two, and picture three. But I don't think I'm going to use this because um, I want the poster to have some form of action, so I don't think this fits that category. So I'm going to just close this. I'm going to work with this and this one. So I have some kind of ideas, rough ideas in my head. I want to make it sci-fi or give it some form of military vibe. So these are the two ideas that are in my mind, but let's see how it goes. Let's see what we achieve in the end. So I'll start by creating a new project. So I'm going to work with the A4 document. So I'm going to create. So the next thing I am going to do is to prepare my images as I always do. So I'm going to cut out myself from this background. So I'm going to go to select and then select subject. So it's going to analyze and then create the selection. So I'm going to zoom in and inspect it for any inconsistencies. So yeah, exactly what I was talking about. So this is one of such. So I'm going to let me use the magnetic lasso tool. So just going to take this around the edge. So I kind of like the magnetic lasso tool because it kind of like identifies the edges of your image. All you have to do is just move your mouse, but that depends on the quality of your image though, because if your image is blurry, you may not get the best results from the magnetic lasso tool. So I think that should solve the problems we are having. Okay, so Control 0 to go back to full screen, and then I'm going to go to select and mask. So after going to select a mask, I'll increase the transparency and then give it some tiny adjustments. So I'll make it quite smooth because I'm working on the edges right now. I'll increase the contrast a bit so that the edges will be well defined. You can really see the effect of these changes when you zoom in. Let me show you what that is. So if I increase the feather, this is what it's going to cause, but I don't need that. I want the edge to be sharper, so I'm just going to increase the contrast. And then decontaminate colors. And okay, so I'll convert this to a smart object. Convert to smart object. I'm going to import it back to the move tool. I'm going to drag it inside my design and position it as it should be. So the next thing is this one. Go to select subject and let's wait for Photoshop. Okay, it has selected it. So the next thing we are going to do is check for any form of inconsistencies or some edges that were not properly selected. So the next thing I'm going to do is to create a mask. Yes. No, let's go to our select a mask. Just add some tiny adjustments, then decontaminate colors, and then OK, and then convert to smart object again, and then back into our document. So how do I want this to be arranged? Let me think about that. I like to position this somewhat small here, and then this could be like big. You get the idea. Kind of like this positioning. So let's initiate some rulers. So my rulers are not active. I'll hit Ctrl R to bring out my ruler. So I'll draw this. But this is a stressful way of doing this. You can just go to View, Guides, New Guide Layout. So you can now decide the kind of guide layout you want to use. So I'm just going to use 2 and 2 as well. I don't want gutters, so I'll make that 0, and then 0 over here as well. And so I have this lines which are guides. So why I did that was to help me with some form of alignment so that I can properly align my objects. So now that I have achieved this form of positioning, let's now work with the background. So I downloaded a bunch of sci-fi images, which I'm going to try one after the other. I'm not really sure which one would work, but which one should I start with? Should I start with this? I don't know how this relates though, so just take it down. Besides, I don't even know what I want to call this. So, but I need a background color. So I can come here and go to solid color and maybe pick any random color from the background. Should I work with dark blue? I don't know. I think I'm having a hard time doing this right now. I'm just going to go with this. So we have a solid color in the background. So let's try another image. No, we just use this, right? Should we use this? Because I'm giving it a cyberpunk vibe. Oh, I think this is kind of gonna work. This is giving me a good impression already. Let me try this. Because now, colors are very important. Colors are very important because I need something that would convey the kind of emotion I want it to convey. So I think this one performs better than this. Yes, I think this is giving me what I really need. I think I'll just go with this. So I'm going to delete. So let's now work on this. I don't need this part, so I'm just going to create a mask, and then with my gradient tool I'll choose the kind of gradient I want. I want foreground to transparent, and so I'm going to just drag all the way up, and then I have that, but I'm not satisfied, so I'll use my brush tool to finish up the work. This brush is giving me some very harsh results, so I'm going to like increase it. Now it's not affecting these places, so I'll reduce my brush, change it to white, and like paint back the areas I want to see. And so now if you take a look at this thing, you see that this is not properly blended. Now let's adjust our solid color to this. So I'll create a mask here as well with the brush tool, or it's on white. Yes, let's just give it some kind of fade down there. So we add this. If I keep this like this, or I keep it like this, like this, like this, I think this works. I think this works. So what's next? I'm gonna try to like balance the colors. So I'm going to go to image, adjustments, curves. So I want to try to like balance the colors so that it's going to look realistic. Okay, so now if you look at this hair part, we're having some issues with that based on the white background that came with it, but it's very simple to fix that. So let's open the image again, and to fix that you can just select the mask and go to your smudge tool, increase the size, and like try to push in those white edges. So if you're trying to cut out an image from a background and it has those annoying white edges, you can fix it with this method. You can just fix it with this method. I think this works. So I'm going to save that, Control S, and it's going to update the smart object. So if you look, we no longer have that. So the next thing I am going to do is to balance the colors. So let's do color balance. I would increase reds a little. Increasing yellows does not work, so I'll make that 0. Doesn't work. Too much of it doesn't work. So let's see before. Just before, this is now. So I think if I copy this to this, it should work. So I'm going to click on the smart filters, hold Alt and drag it to this other. So you should apply the effect there. Now I think this down part of our design is just too empty. let's find what we can put there. So I don't know if I should use this. I don't know, a crazy idea is coming to my mind, but let me just see what it looks like. This is giving a different vibe. This is giving me a different vibe from this. So I'm thinking what I'm thinking. I think this kind of works somehow. So let's change of plans. There are some change of plans already, so let's see what have we here. So this is my process though. This may not be your own style, but for me I like trying out a lot of things. So now the concept has totally changed. But this kind of looks better. This was before, so we have to adjust our colors again. We would have some blues, and that's too much. So I'm adding more cyan to this thing. But I don't want it to be too extreme, so I think this should work. So I'm going to clear the smart filters on this one. Clear smart filters, and I'm going to copy this again back here. So I guess we can ride on with this. Should we put this here? Or we should use, okay, let's add this as well. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but let's move on. So I'm going to turn this off for a while, and let's see how we can balance these guys. So I'm carrying out another form of compositing inside here. Well, keeping it like this, if I just turn this on, they're not even going to show anything. They're not going to show anywhere. So I'm kind of like going to duplicate them. I like bring these ones forward, then duplicate them with Ctrl J, drag it down, and make them smaller to add some form of perspective. Should I take it down? So duplicate this. I'm holding Alt, I just click and drag to the other side. So if I turn this on, it doesn't affect it too much. So but now we are having different colors kind of thing, so we have to like make everything look balanced. So if I drag these guys up, so this is why I'm dragging them up here, because I'm going to add something like the movie credits at this down part. So if I leave it like this, you're not really going to see these guys. So what I am going to do is to position them like this, and then if there's any need for adjustment, we can always make such adjustments, as you know. So let's select this. I'm going to add a layer mask, and with the brush tool I'm going to like erase this top parts. Let me change it to white. A big brush, so my paint it back. So if you look closely, you can see that we are making some form of progress with this. You can see that we're making a lot of progress with this, but I have to resolve this part. We'll get there. So let's balance the colors for these are amazing soldiers. So we have these 3 layers. So let's quickly, I should have named them before duplicating them. So that's what you should do when you're doing things like this, so that I have to go through the stress of renaming them gradually. So I'm going to apply a color balance adjustment to this. So let's balance the colors. No, let's start with the background, this one. Color balance. So we have to make it kind of like bluish, cyanish thing. You have to be very good at balancing colors too. Aha, we are almost there. We're almost there. We're very close. Very close. I think this is it. I think this is it. If I take it to the extreme, it's too much. So I think this is it. This is it. So let's see if we copy this to the soldiers. That makes them kind of too bluish. It's making them bluish. Too bluish. So let's reduce the blues on their own end. So I think this should work for them. So just copy it to the other ones. So you can see that we are gradually making progress with this. And by the way, I have not even come up with a title for this, so we'll find a title. So I'm just gonna save this. I'll just name it movie poster 6. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to work on this down part, because I want to have everything fully composited before I start with the next level of compositing and manipulation. So let's add a gradient down here. So now these things can be named background copy. I can't let that happen. So I'm going to name this whatever I want to call it, image 1 and image 2. So I think I need to adjust the color on this guy a bit. Let me open color balance. It's too I think this works. So I think you have to train your eyes to like notice some very slight changes in color. It's a very important skill. So I'm going to add basically a new layer. I'm going to come to the gradient tool, ensure that I'm working with the foreground to transparent type of gradient, and I'm going to select my foreground to be a very dark color from here, and I can even make it darker. So you're just gonna, with the new blank layer selected, just gonna create the gradient. I don't think I really like it like this. Start from here. Start from here. So this is, let me turn this off. So I need to find a way for this. So I'm going to select my image, this one, duplicate it with Ctrl J, then Ctrl T to like flip. So you right click and you flip vertical, because I want to extend this ground area somehow. So I'm going to apply a liquify filter to this, because now this is now looking like a reflection. Let me turn this off so that we can see clearly. So this is looking more of reflection. It's giving me this vibe of, oh, there's a body of water there. So but let's make it a lot more realistic. So we'll go to filter and go to liquify, and we're not going to do anything tedious. So we just increase the brush and try to like make it wobbly. Let's see how that comes out. It doesn't come out well basically, so I'm going to leave it like that. Yes, but let's try a blur, Gaussian blur. If I use a blur, it will affect this other part. Okay. Let's go back to the liquify filter. I think we used a very big brush. So when you're doing things like this, you try to think of ways that you can innovatively achieve what you want to achieve. There is no specific set of rules you get. So there are no specific set of rules. Just try some things that can help you achieve what you want to achieve basically. Let me adjust that again because I'm not getting the results for this part. That's now too much. So just keep adjusting. That's now too much. I think this just works for me basically. So I'm going to create a group for these guys. Control G, we've grouped them. So we're going to add some shadows so that it doesn't look anyhow. So I don't want to go into some detailed shadow styles, so I will just select the ellipse tool and maybe just draw something. Just draw a shape. Oh, that was a path. We change this to shape. Let's draw a simple shape. Just a simple one. You can bring it under the group. Just a simple one. And then let's filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Excuse me. So you can choose to rasterize this or convert to a smart object. Let's convert to a smart object. To increase the blur, it's going to give us this. So, but we can't use it like this, so we have to like reduce the opacity. It still isn't working very well because I guess these guys have a lot of annoying white edges. Very annoying. So, but I don't think we have all that time to fix it. So I'm just going to use my gradient to work that out. Just make that place darker so that nobody will see it. That's what I'll do. So I'll delete my shape. Now, if you have the time, you can gradually remove those edges. But right now, I don't think I want to start wasting people's time trying to fix that. So let's just these are the soldiers. Let's create an empty layer. Let's just create an empty layer, and then with the brush tool, you can right click and like adjust the angle of the brush, and then ensure that pick your foreground color. Make it very soft so you can just paint. So that kind of like solves the problem a bit. So you can just drop the opacity to 70. No, by the way, I'm using numbers to like drop my opacity. So, but let me use here so that you can see what to. Because now, if you press your number keys, it should affect the gradient. So if I press 0, it gives me, the opacity rather, if I press 0, it gives you an opacity of 100. If you press 5, it gives you 50%. So I'm going to work with 70, I guess. 70 should work. So now that we have that part sorted out, we can turn this back on. So now you can see how much progress we have made, and it's just so amazing. So sorry about that. So we've made significant progress with this, and it's just very amazing. So the next thing that we are going to do is to add some other elements and take the compositing to a whole new level. So I think I would like to add this, as always. So you try to find a good position for it, but it may not be necessary, though. It may not. But let's, like I said, I like trying things, not necessarily come out well. Let me take it behind this one. So So I think if I position this here, it should solve the problem. Because I just want to add something extra. Let's add this sheep. Let's see. Let me bring this upwards. Control T. Did I kind of like rotate? No. So let me turn this off. Flip horizontal. So I'm going to duplicate this. Control G, Control T, flip horizontal, position another one here. So now we have to balance the colors for these two. So I don't think it requires too much color balance. So just go to image, adjustments, color balance. You can, which one are we doing exactly? Because I can't see the difference. Oh, that one. Adjustments, color balance. Not too much. Add some blues. So I'll just copy this to the other one. So I think we have to go back to the soldier guys, because they're now looking more cyan than bluish. So let's increase their blues to like 60. 60 should work. So we'll do the same for every one of them. Make it 60. So this should work. And so I think I want to add something more to this. So I'll come to this image and let's make the eyes glow. So I'm going to make a selection of the eyeball. So I'm using the lasso tool. So I'm going to duplicate this with Ctrl J. Ctrl J. Why is it not working? Control J. I was hitting something else on my keyboard. That was so funny. So let's change blend mode. Jeez. Please, not that. This is not that. Gosh. Oh no. So I'm going to make this edit fill. I'm going to fill it with color, and I'm going to pick colors from here. This should work. Nope, that's not it. So I'm going to hold. No, I need to select the pixels of. These are the eyes. So I'm going to name this layer eyes. And so I'm going to right click and select pixels, and then go to edit fill. I'm going to fill with color. Ensure that color is selected. I'm going to try to pick colors from the environment. And click OK and OK. Control D. So let's change the blend mode to screen. You can go to adjustments and brightness. Increase brightness. And then let's go to effects and add glow. Outer glow. So if you Control plus to zoom in. That's too much. So let me take this blend mode back to normal. Outer glow, inner glow. I think this is better. So this was before and this is after. Let's do the same for this. Where are you? So basically going to make a selection again. Now if you did not get how I did it before, you select the eyes and you duplicate with, no, let me zoom in so that you can see it clearly. Duplicate with Control J. So we are left with just the eye, and then I have to fill up the other one with solid color, so let's try bypassing that step with just blues. So let's try if that could work. Inner glow first of all. Yeah, I think that just solves the problem. Instead of trying to fill with color, inner glow and then outer glow, outer glow, outer glow, outer glow. You can use color overlay to like do something. So we could just do every single thing under the effects panel. You can reduce this if you want to. So if we increase this, comes too much. So we have to do a lot concerning lighting. So let's rename this I2. So for this, I think we're cool with this. We're cool with that. So what next? Let's add some highlights and shadows to like make it pop. I don't think we need this, so I'm gonna delete it. Let's add some highlights and shadows. I would like to add highlights from here. So I'm going to create a, there's this layer. So above this layer, I'm just going to create a new layer, and using the brush tool, I'll select the brush tool and change the foreground color. I could pick from the eyes gives me pure white, so you pick somewhere that's kind of bluish. Right click, take this back to full, and then you can change the blend mode to screen, and then try to like create some illusion, create some lighting effect, whatever they call it, lens flare kind of thing. My opacity will be at 100. Control Z. Let me do it from here. It's now too much. So I'm trying to make it as realistic as possible. So this was before, this is after. So you can adjust your opacity. So I'm going to make that 50. So you keep making some tiny changes until you've gotten the results you wanted. So now I'll come to this image, create a new layer, and make it a clipping mask, still with the brush tool and the same foreground color. I'm going to reduce my brush size, maybe 50% should work. Ensure it's a soft brush, and then I'll just try to like paint over the edges. Now let me start from here. Now just paint softly to give it a sense of highlights. Now remember, this should also, the blend mode should also be screen. So you can, no, that's too much. Screen. So you can just It would obviously be time consuming because you have to pay attention to a whole lot of details when you're trying to achieve this, because you have to understand how light behaves. So this was before and this is after. So made it kind of realistic. Control Z and make it 2. Okay, so I think we can come down here and do the same thing. New layer. You can just, trying to do that same thing. Screen. Let's change to screen first. No, that's not too much. So I think just that area should work. So I'm going to create another one for the highlights and pin it as a clipping mask. I'm going to reduce my brush and it's time to start painting. Change to screen and now do the painting. No, that's way too much. Okay, let's see if we paint this area. So this was before and then after, before, after. So it's important to add tiny details as this. So I think we're getting close to finishing this. So what I think we can now do is to add some lightning. I don't know why my mind is thinking of lightning. I kind of feel like it's going to really sell the effect because with glowing eyes and all of that, I think it's going to just work with. So let me look for Oh, I should have something like that already. I should. So let me go to my pictures. I don't have. No, I should. I should. I've used it before. I should have something. I should have something. This is not really giving me the vibe I need. But let me just try something. So I'm going to turn off this gradient for now so that I can really see what's going on here with this lightning. Then Control J, Control T, rotate it. Come on, what just happened? So I want it to look like it's kind of going around his arm or my arm. So I'm going to select this and I'm going to erase from here. No. Sure. So now to really sell this effect here, I am thinking that maybe I should select the arm, like make it glow as well. So let's just turn these off. So I'm going to use a quick selection tool. Now, see, I was selecting something else. So I'm going to select this. Intro J. So I'm going to add the outer glow. Let's add inner glow too. Inner glow, outer glow, inner glow, outer glow, inner glow, outer glow. I think the outer glow is too much. So let's reduce the opacity for the outer glow. Reduce the size, no, small. Then inner glow. No, I think this works for the inner glow. So if I add some noise, adding some noise to this, outer glow, let's increase the opacity, drop the spread. Whoa, bro. Let's turn this on gradually. Come on. Can you see what I'm saying? Come on, man. Come on. Get this. I mean, this is fire. So I'm gonna turn this off, the mask. So because I need to do the same thing for this guy. I'm gonna turn this off. So now let's group this. We have to group these ones together. Create a group. So we have this one off. Where are these amazing guys? So we have to. Where is this coming from? Okay, that's. You have to group this together. So it's good to organize your tabs. So how did that get in there? And where is this layer 2? So control. Come on. So all of these are out. So like we did before, it's just to select the arm. At this point I don't think I would really care about the wristwatch. Let's select everything. So although these parts will not show, but let's just add it. So I'm going to duplicate this with Ctrl J. So instead of stressing myself going through all that stress, I am just going to copy the effect. So I'm going to turn this on. Where is this image layer? So I'm just going to copy the effects and place it on this one. So you hold Alt. So I think we need to do some minor adjustments because of this. So obviously these parts will not be visible, so we don't really have to bother. So once I turn on the mask again, no. Once I turn on the mask, it turns to this. So I can now turn this on and turn on whatever we turned off earlier. So I think I might need to sorry about that. So I think I might need to like add one or two sparks of lightning around here. So let me look for the lightning. Duplicate. Ctrl T. Just not much. Something minimal. I don't think I need this mask, so I might delete him. So let's duplicate that. So what we are going to do now is so basically, yeah, I'll turn on back the gradient. So I think we've made significant progress with this. What next? We add some credits, title, and logo. That's what's left, I guess. So I think I'll just close these guys. I no longer need them right now. So let's add some color lookup. No, not that. So let's add a color lookup layer, and then let's change the look. We can have, dang, this is giving it some kind of spooky vibes, you know. Oh my god. Should we use Foggy Nights? Let's see. I might come back to Foggy Nights though. Because I need something that gives me that look and feel. Damn, this makes it look magical. It gives it this Cosmo. Oh dear Lord. Tension green. Is this the last? If I use this, hold on, and I reduce it to like 50% opacity. Let's give it at 50. So this is before and this is after. Before and after. Let's try drop blues, Foggy Night, before, after. If we try to change blend modes, nope, Foggy Night. I think this could work. Let's try adding another one. Color lookup. So let's drop this as well. So we have this and this. I think we should just drop this to like. Alright, so I'm going to group this. So this was before and this is now. So I think I like it. Control 0. Control S to save. And so now the title and whatever needs to be down there. So I think I will just have to open and copy from the previous design, I guess. So I'm going to open this. Yes, so I'm gonna copy this down here so I no longer have this font. No, I've distorted something. It's not supposed to be there. Let's drag it in again. Why is it lagging? Okay, so we're doing this again. So I'm doing this just to like save time. Because if I start trying to select fonts, when you're trying to select fonts, it's font selection alone takes a lot of time, so I don't want to spend too much time with that. So I would change the title, and I no longer have this font installed because I changed a few devices, so I lost a lot of my resources. So I might have to download the font again. This is what I was looking for. So let's just have this. Okay. So we're finally done this. You can tell me what you think in the comments. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask and we'll get back to you right away.